and welcome back to the IWAR Network Tubecast. I'm your host, IWL Commissioner Alex G, and with me this evening, CWL Commissioner Micheal Swanson, BBL Commissioner Derek Tuttle, and IWAR NWL NBR Commissioner Matt Riley. Gentlemen, how's it hanging?
Oh, jeez.
Lean to the right or to the left. I mean, come on.
Large and in charge.
All right, that's all I want to know.
I heard when I was younger, people used to say, and this wasn't mine, but they would say long and hairy and hard to carry. You could edit that out if you want.
No, that stays
I've
in.
heard that before. It's not mine. I've just heard it. I'm sorry. That's bad.
That stays in.
Take that one, make it your own.
Yeah, sure. Everybody steals from everybody.
That's true. It's true. So this cycle will be the Holidays 2019 cycle in review. And we're going to start off with the BBL. Bloodbath League number 475. League champion, Alpha Male XD. TV champion, Hubert the Introvert Roberts. Atlantic champion, Exodus the Mindful Osborne. Central champion, the Patriots. Dixie champion, Little Guts. I love Little Guts. Eastern champion, the Onslaught Tim Haught. Mountain champion, Black Fox. Northern champion, Darren Smythe. Pacific champion, the Living Nightmare, Malex. Prairie champion, Paralegal. Southern champion, Risk Thick, Ricardo Cabeza. Western champion, the Gavin Kid. Tag team champions, Hillbilly Fred and Hillbilly Red. TV tag team champions, Lord Sheldon Bishop and Rip Hazard. Six-man champions, Trapper Jesse Blue, Little Guts, and Chief Mongu Crossfox. And TV six-man champions, Rip Hazard and Blood Threat number 1 and number 3. So, Derek, what's going down in the BBL?
There's actually a lot of things going down in the BBL. We just wrapped up the second Von Erich Classic. Congratulations to the Von Snaps from the CWL. It was
It's not ironic at all, by the way.
For those who haven't seen it, we did a different format with the Von Erich Classic. The first one was a straight tournament, best of 3, and the second one we did a league versus league concept. And one of the coolest stories, like one of my favorite things, we were talking before about matches and feuds and like you playing off the result versus controlling the result. And it's just kind of a thing that happened. In wrestling, like things happen and it just becomes great, like the Undertaker streak. And not to compare it to that, but just like things that happen and you don't realize it. But the litigators running through, first cycle, there was only 4 teams that signed up for the BBL and 7 from the CWL. And the litigators were the only team to survive, and they got it all the way through to the end and lost to the Von Snaps. I just thought that was a cool story, like a very classic wrestling thing. So I just thought that was cool. And on top of that, we just finished up our final pay-per-view of 2019, Baptized in Blood. We have new commissioner champions, Ristic Ricardo Cabeza, who I made his pick base Gardner Minshew from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Like I thought Joey Ryan was too obvious, right? Like I was like, I'm gonna go with, I was like, this is too obvious. But Minshew was rocking the mustache, so I kind of made it that. And then we are UVU Tag Team Champions, Alpha Male XD and the Patriot. They took it from MTG and Big Fad. And then Serenity Chuckles and Manslaughter, man, they were the first Von Erich Classic winners. They still hold the UVU 6-man titles. On top of that, other results from our pay-per-view included Carson Wingate losing to the Onslaught Tim Haught in a grudge match. But the War Pig and Corporal Punishment were revealed as his heavies. In the second match, Victor Ayasimov defeated the Almighty Sheik, and this is kind of spilled over between leagues because Victor was drafted and he's gone. There may be a third match coming up. And then Eudoxus Osborne, Justice Washington, and Hubert Roberts are number 1 contenders to the UVU 6-man titles, defeating the litigators. War Pig and Corporal Punishment came out and beat up Dash Bennett and Darren Smythe. Those were our big pay-per-view. It's crazy to think that we're on our 3rd year of pay-per-views. I was just building up Out for Blood 3, and I'm like, 3, crazy. Mr. Anderson won my winner-take-all contest for the year. He wins 100 free matches and $1 million in iCash, which is pretty cool. there's a lot of other things going on, man. The TT really picked up this cycle. A lot of my people from the IWAR draft came over. We've been seeing stuff from Barry Stevens, the litigators, of course, but then the Math Club are now part of the BBL,
There's two
which
new members of the Math Club as well.
yeah, I love the Math Club. I like Mike Cook. He's in SOS with me. I'm a big fan of it. And then jokingly, he made the White Claw Outlaws, which are Derek and Mike, and it's us. And I didn't know about it till the bulletin came out, and so that's a good one. We have some other people coming in. The Disembowelers, Meat Hook and Mongrel are a new tag team that look very promising. The Patriot was attacked by the Hatriot, so there's like a very global wrestling federation. If you remember the Dutch
Yes.
Patriot, yeah,
It's
I
like
love it.
Glow.
Oh, dude, I love. Man, listen, if you've never watched the GWF stuff, there's a few things on the WWF network or WWE network, but I loved Global. I used to watch it every day.
I just acquired from a young man in Thailand like the entire first 2 years of it.
Oh, my favorite part is the Patriot wins either the North American tournament or the TV tournament, but the guy's foot's on the ropes or something, and he refuses to accept the victory. And then he restarts the match. Yeah, because that's how big of a babyface he was. And they restart the match, and the Patriot wins. And I love the GWF every day for half an hour. Perfect. Um,
My
so,
favorite global thing is when Eddie Gilbert took the belt to the USWA after he
oh,
was fired.
did you? I love that too. Do you remember when Maniac Mike Davis went crazy and had the
Yeah.
bungee jump match or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh God, I loved Global. I mean, I think
Like a Skandor Akbar and with Scott Anthony and Cactus Jack and
Eric Embry.
Eric
oh,
Embry.
Oh,
I think
all
Eric
sorts
Embry
of
is a
shit.
forgotten, like one of the most underrated wrestlers of
Him and
all
Gary
time.
Young are like the two guys that I never see them anywhere talked about.
Al Perez is another guy like that, where you're like, that guy should have been like world champion somewhere. He looked like but man, I'm all for it. We can have a whole like global tubecast. Or just so other things that are big is after 3 years, these NWO guys came back.
Yeah.
Powerhouse, the Great Oni, Big Daddy Cool, and Razor Ramon. I'm excited that they came back. I'm gonna make a big deal about it. I don't know who they are, but any of those guys that were like, for those people who didn't follow the BBL for a while, I know Matt was in there for a while. For a long time, the BBL was like these guys and like the Edge Demon guy and the
Yeah.
Blackjack Savage and all those people. And we talked about awards earlier, but like the Rattler Kid, Mamba Kid, like those guys really stuck around in the low times for BBL. So I try to treat them as icons in the league. Like I try to, because I don't have contact with them through Facebook or anything, so I try to
Some guys are hard to
feature.
get this hold of.
Yeah, of course, and I want to reward people. I don't want to, I want to encourage because it's like people are between two games. There's so many people that communicate through Facebook, but there's still a lot of people that don't, and so. But anyway, so I have Catfish Rob. He's got his stable in there. I got the Living Nightmare Malix, who's been um, an enigma in the league. He's come in and attacked some people, and he's talking about the inmates coming in and soon to be in control. And like I said, Hop coming in with B.A. Fox and Alpha Male and all those guys,
Yeah.
Corporal Punishment and War Pig. I mean, we've got a lot of guys that have come in through the draft, and this was a big cycle for TT and cards. We're up to 62 cards. TT with several pages, building another pay-per-view. I'm really excited. I hate to babble, but I want to make sure everybody gets a shout out. Just because it's been a long road. Like I said, it's our third pay-per-view or third in the series coming up. So it's been a long road to get it back to where, or at least close to where it once was. So I'm really proud of it and just excited about what's going on. I'm going to do a show in between cycles called BBL Unleashed, and I'll have that out soon. I was asking for a Von Snap graphic to talk about the Von Erich Classic. And then finally, and I'll shut up, I promise, the big announcement is the Von Erich Classic 3 is going to be IWAR wide. We're going to accept teams from all IWAR leagues, and we're going to work it as an eliminator contest, kind of a round robin format. And I'm excited, man. It's like I said, a lot of things um, are popping off now, and it's been a lot of work to get back to this point. So I'm really proud of it, and I'm just thankful to be part of IWAR.
Yeah, man, I dig that. I dig that. Next up, NWL New Wave League number 142.
Oh no.
League champion Fiction. Funny. TV champion Desperado Jan Dash. Atlantic champion Natalie Nightmare. Central Champion, the Outlaw, John Nash. Dixie Champion, Grizz Mukatakis. Really, guys? You guys with these fucking names, man.
That's like the Peens guy. Where's he
Yeah,
at?
like, first of all, I read at a third grade level, first of all. I don't know if anyone's seen my trash talk. I read at a third grade level. Leave me alone. Don't judge me. Eastern Champion, Raven Sinclair. Mountain Champion, Super Barbaro Jr. Northern Champion, Greg Gonar. Pacific Champion, Cullen Marson. Prairie Champion, Thatcher Walker. Southern Champion, Keith Blood. Western Champion, The Pharmacist, RX Payne. Tag Team Champions, Randy the Stingray Borden and Yellow Dog 2099, which is my new favorite wrestler, by the way. TV Tag Team Champions, The Outlaw John Nash and The Desperado Jan Nash. And six-man champions, Torch, Inferno, and Glacier. Blood runs cold. TV six-man champions, Thatcher Walker, Cullen Marson, and Argyle Warborn. So, Matt, what's going down in the NWO?
Oh, complete anarchy.
Adam Anarchy?
No, it's actually really getting good. We've got a lot of new faces recently. And this, of course, is that time of year where we're transitioning from the current class to the new class, if you will. A lot of people who are about to transfer over to their new league. So like Jan Nash, John Nash will be gone. And let's see here. Styles will be gone. Just a lot of people. But we have a lot of people down the wire that are going to really come up. Like Fiction's Trash Talk is great. Greg Gennard does a really good piece against Super Bombero Jr. Because I think I mentioned before, and last time we did this, I've been helping some players that needed help with their TT, kind of to pack it up and package it looks nicer. Just kind of help them out in the beginning, get their training wheels. And if anyone wants help doing that, I'm happy to help. Contact me. In a similar vein, we've been doing these strategy workshops like the Friday before gold drops on Facebook Live. And some of the players who are not on Facebook have asked if there's a way to get that video online or them to access it later even. So I'm trying to figure a way to do it because...
I can save it and put it on YouTube.
Oh, you could?
Yeah, 1,000%.
Ooh. Well, that'd be handy. I don't know how long it takes you to do that.
Who's giving out handies?
Oh, Peens PP Penis.
That's the best name ever, by the way. Where's that guy?
A quick aside, one of my favorite promos ever was Logan Kane and the Jergens bottle lotion story.
Yes.
I mean, when you want good quality trash talk, you want something that makes you laugh. Like, well, I'll get to it later in BRL. But just to focus on this, I really appreciate the work you guys are doing in NWL. As you guys have all seen with the draft and what's going on now with the awards and the process of changing over, it really is a passing of the torch. And it was a great promo by Alexander Styles where he talked about,
Fantastic. Bravo.
passing the trash, passing that trash talk or the promo, if you will, torch along. The game is what you make of it. And we try to make on our half as a commissioners, try to give you a fun place to play. And we really appreciate the work you put in. So, don't be afraid to contact us. We want you to, join our Facebook page, join our chat groups. If you're not a fan of Facebook, which I can completely understand, trust me. We have a Discord group that one of the players set up. We use.
You can contact me on Tinder, by the way.
Swipe left.
Is that Grinder?
Oh, God.
I'm more of a J-date man myself.
Oh, nice.
Farmers only.
FarmersOnly.com.
Sorry. It's like coded words.
Yeah. We're all sick people. So anyways, there's a lot going on. I won't go into all of it, but as we're winding up towards the next pay-per-view, which of course is Clash of the Champions, Hardcore Haven 2, and it's going to be, this is Bulletin 142. So an important part of this is the process with one of the championship, which currently Fix Shun is also the specialty champion. So the way that process works is you challenge him. So this coming cycle, the matches for 143 will be written up in 144. So whoever challenges Fix Shun in a specialty match, that can be anything from Steel Cage, I Quit, Iron Man, First Blood, Street Fight, Blank on a Pole, Leather Strap, Russian Chain, almost anything except for things like a hair versus hair, mask versus mask, or loser leaves. But any of those other type of matches is fine. Just sign the match, and if you beat him by the most points, that'll be the match that gets written up. If he retains, he'll obviously face the most interesting opponent I can think of. But that's how that title works. So this is kind of a new process for us, so I hope you guys can play along with that. Other matches include, let's see here. We have the Hardcore Haven Money in the Bank match. Now, we did the Money in the Bank last year. Alexander Styles won it, almost cashed it in successfully. So we're going to use this Hardcore Haven to have a Money in the Bank match. If you win the Money in the Bank, just like the real thing, quote, quote, if you win it, you can cash it in to challenge the champion of your choosing, which is, in this case, the Young Lions champion, Unified champion. The way it works is we'll show the scores online so you can track along as well. And if you see your wrestler has a good shot at winning the title, you can say to me before the cycle plays out, the final cycle before it write-ups, hey, I want to have this be my Money in the Bank cash-in. And then what I'll do is when the match actually gets written up, no one will know except for yourself and myself. So when they read it, it'll be a surprise. We have a six-man trios match with Argyle Warborn, Thatcher Walker, and Cullen Marsden taking on Slash Master, Johnny Kruger, and Keith Blood, my new favorite six-man trio. We also have a trios match with Dixon Decade, Jack Kingman, and Ace McQueen taking on Randy Borton, Yellow Dog 2009, and a mystery partner. And then we have a grudge tag match where Big Guns, Greg Ginnar, and RX Payne, the pharmacist, will take on White Elephant Sr., who has never beaten Greg Ginnar in a pay-per-view, and a mystery partner of his choosing. So there's that going on. I would just ask everyone, if you want to be involved in the Money in the Bank match, let the Attaboy know it's $1 per wrestler. Tell the Attaboy you want to be in the match. They'll contact me. You can also contact me yourself as well. Currently, right now, it stands at 2. And those 2 are Fick Shun and Super Bombero Jr. So we want more people in this match. It doesn't have to be a ton, but the winner of the match will earn that amount of wrestlers in Attaboy credit. So if it's 8 wrestlers, $8. If there's 20 wrestlers, $20. So it's a fun little way to kind of show how like the game process works with games outside the game, if you will. But I appreciate the guys doing so much work, and it was a good year. We'll talk more about it in our next episode, I think, where we actually talk about the awards and everything. But really fun year, and I appreciate the work you guys put in. So hopefully we'll have another good year, and that's the NWL cover report there, as it were.
See, the logo looks all cool and stuff. And if you look at the IWL's logo, it looks like they just like picked it off the floor and just taped it to the bulletin.
You like the NWL logo?
I like the NWL logo, yeah.
Oh, I was thinking about changing it.
Well, it's in color, first of all. And if you look at mine looks like a piece of shit. Like my logo was fine. I just want them to do a better job pasting it to the piece of paper that they're scanning.
Need some Photoshop help.
They need some, yes, desperately.
I like in NWL. I like that fiction guy. I've been reading some of the stuff, and I really like RX Payne. And I'm hoping that as RX Payne, as they develop and they'll come into their own this year. It's never too early to think about IWAR draft for 2021.
Yeah, 1,000%.
First announcement in January.
Yeah, RX Payne is my number 1 pick. No, but it's cool to see people like the NWL was a cool idea. I remember coming back and being a part of it, and we had the stuff with the Teamster and Rod Cox, and I think it's a great idea. But I mean, really, but you guys remember when you used to play and you get dropped in a league and it's like there's nothing going on.
Oh yeah.
At least with the NWL, there's like a ton of things going on. It's like, oh, this is what it's like. Oh, cool. This is how good it could be.
I will tell you one funny story. I had a couple of managers who hated the NWL. They would tell me, it's not fair to do that league so well because you're setting an unfair precedent for the rest of the game. Okay.
Sorry. I've had that told to me at least 6 times. Personally, when I was commissioner.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, if you're going to go to a shit league, but I mean, if you're going to go to a shit league, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But this is also before the time where now everyone can see everyone's bulletin, so there's no surprises now. You go into a league, you know how it is now.
Yeah, it's. I remember coming back, and it was like right before that happened, and I think I went to the TTL just to come back and kind of get my feet wet, but I knew what I was getting into. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was like, but when they had all those other leagues, because what was the league? Do you remember, Matt, the league that the IWL was before? Was it the Union Express League or what was it?
What the
Do you remember?
IWL was? Oh, no, what it was Ryan was the commissioner of the UEL, and what he did is he wanted to start the IWL. So a couple of the guys came over from the UEL because it closed down.
Hmm.
He was also the commissioner in, oh God, the Black Ops League at one point, or no,
Okay.
he was friends with the commissioner there. Anyways, he
He's
started.
literally typing up a response right this second.
You what?
That's
He's
okay.
literally typing
Yeah,
a response
yeah,
to
yeah.
what we're
He's
saying
like,
right now.
And listen, he can at KingTut307 on Twitter. He can send his hate tweets to me. It's fine. No, I'm trying to remember it, and Matt probably remembers it a little because I had that like run in 2012 before, and I kind of remember all those things. So like, I was just kind of around when a lot of the leagues formed, but
yeah.
my memory's spotty.
I mean, when I think about the IWAR's been around for 8 years, and how much different the game is now in a lot of ways than it was. I know it's the game's different, in some ways. But just there's a lot more leagues now that are better supported. The IWA's gone out and gone from like we're not going to give you any kind of help at all to like we give you free matches and match deals and this to kind of bump activity.
Unless you're the IWL.
Well, yeah, you pick, so.
It's
Here's your
it's
10 free matches for the Battle Royal. Thanks, guys.
too many. Like everybody was trying to. It's weird. We were talking about this a little bit off. This is a little behind the fourth wall type of thing, but we were talking about leagues forming, and it's weird how some leagues start with I don't know, and they get deals and stuff. It's just
You get
odd.
a free bells and $1,000 in IWA credits, and they come out and they get 12 cards.
I can only
Yeah.
tell you I don't want to speak out of turn, but I know I've gone to bat for some leagues that have like IWL went and wanted this, so I kind of like wrote like, hey, they want this, and the response I always get is that certain leagues are already strong enough they don't need the help, where newer leagues do. But I think that's the theory they're going with. That well, if you already have 60 plus cards, you're probably giving them a substantial amount of money every month, or every 3 weeks. Uh,
Yeah.
that's my theory, but who knows?
I just want a token of appreciation. That's it.
I do know they listen to the show though, so
They do. They do.
No, I
that's
appreciate
They emailed me like, "Where's the show?" I'm like, "Oh shit."
it. Listen, one of my guys, like when I had John Romney at first, he won the IWO, I think the fifth cycle. So it's like all those leagues are, CWL and IWL and NWL. I don't think I was ever in BRL, but those leagues are always like cool. Like I'm glad that, people took them over because they started with completely different people. So I'm just glad that people came along that wanted to do it and kept it going and all that stuff. So it's cool to see.
yeah. I mean, it shows the importance of commissioners in the game. It really does. So
Yeah, it's like we were talking about earlier. When they open new leagues, like it doesn't matter the concept necessarily, as long as there's someone like at the helm of the league to guide it and do those things. Because you can open a league, like there's no perfect league concept, but if someone's pumping it and promoting it and keeping up with it, that's what drives it. It's all user driven as far as that goes.
Yeah, 1,000%. Again, just like the players, the commissioners, you get as much as you put into it. So, if you work hard and you do all your stuff, and it's every 3 weeks, no matter what, you got a broken leg every 3 weeks. You're
right.
dying in the hospital every 3 weeks. Doesn't matter.
Shoulder
Get it
surgery.
out.
Can't
Dude,
use
I'm
your
telling
arm. One-handed
Ah.
sports.
Dude.
Been there. It's been ridiculous. Now that
Mhm.
I started doing my stuff, the data report hits. It makes my life a lot easier. By the way,
Agreed.
so I start doing my stuff that Tuesday, like right
Yeah.
off the bat. That's what's one of the most. I'm the most engaged because it's so exciting when gold drops. It's very exciting and you're very amped. So once you get all the results, you're super amped. So I kind of funnel that energy into making my reports and my TT at this point.
On that note, I have to ask everyone in the group here, do you guys have the same thing I do where my phone starts blowing up around 2:30, 2:45?
Yeah, every day.
Oh yeah.
Every time.
And I'm like, dude, nothing's happened yet. Is it up yet? I don't know. Like often, they've actually a couple times, they've sent me the gold strat totals before they posted the results. That's happened a
Oh,
few
wow.
times. I was like, wait a minute, it's not updated. So I start going through and I'm like, it's like seeing the gift for Christmas, It's like, no, you've ruined Christmas for me.
Oh my God, it's the best.
Yeah.
It is so. It's like I had it today because I was like, oh, I got home at like 4:30, and I was like, oh, it's a little later, and I was like hoping bronze was up. I was like, oh shit.
It's the closest we can get to seeing the mail truck arrive with the bulletins. Remember
It's
those
very
days?
close. It's very close.
Oh yeah, dude, totally, totally. I mean, like,
Kids these days don't get it.
no. And listen, I used to live like fairly close. Like, I didn't realize I grew up in West Virginia, like in the Northern Panhandle, and I didn't realize like Willow, Ohio was close to Cleveland. Like, I didn't know that. And like when you're younger, you don't realize how close things are. And like I used to get my bulletins like after other people locally. I'm like, what the fuck, man? How do you get like the mail just would piss me off about it. Like
Wasn't there
it's
a heel that was like the IWA mailman who would steal people's bulletins out of the?
oh, that's a great character.
Oh yeah, just put them in wood chippers and like paper
Yeah.
strips.
That's so good. Or like white out your league deadline so you didn't know. That'd be so good. What a great character.
That's so
Jesus.
ridiculous. All right, so next up is the IWL Independent Wrestling League number 115 league champion, Dr. Slam, television champion, gentleman Jack Audley, New York City champion, the Christian Warrior, Los Angeles champion, the American Savages, Buddy, Boston champion, Red Panda, Detroit champion, the Motor City Hellhound, Cleveland champion, Achilles Leos, Dallas champion, Prince Tun, Memphis champion, Neo Dragon, Miami champion, Pop Culture, Peter Cross, San Francisco champion, the American Savages, Hank, Chicago champion, Frederick Xavier, Tag Team champions, the American Savages, TV Tag Team champions, Jack Udley and the Motor City Hellhound, TV Six-Man champions, Pigeon Boy, Quillman, and Lee Cyclops, TV Six-Man champions, the Super Stomper, and the American Savages. So, Alex G, what's going down in the IWL? Well, it's Starrcade. We just had Starrcade 2019 live from the AT&T Stadium in beautiful and palatial Arlington, Texas. Fuck it, let's go through the results. I don't give a shit. So, right off the bat, spoilers abound if you didn't read your bulletins for some godforsaken reason. So let's start off with the Holiday Rumble. Let me pull that up. So the Holiday Rumble is our annual Starrcade pseudo battle royal / presents on a pole match. So the top four winners of that event get prizes, hence Christmas presents, hence the holiday theme. So the winner of the Holiday Rumble was the Christian Warrior, who earns a shot at the IWL Heavyweight Championship at Soul Survivor. Second place, Jack Udley earns a shot at the Pan Am Championship at Soul Survivor. Third place, Queen Vixen Redder earns a shot at the Grand Prix Championship under Grand Prix rules. And placing fourth, Ali Atari earns 10 free matches. Yeah. So congratulations to all the winners. Make sure, Matt, you claim those 10 free matches.
I will.
Heck yeah.
In addition to that, we had Chameleon and Atari, who defeated the Revolutionaries. Neo Dragon defeated the Patriots. Cecilius defended his Pan Am Championship. And what I consider an update, the Three Birds defeated the Regulators for the IWL Unified Tag Team Championship. Luther Alexander defeated Amazamov by disqualification. And Gentleman Jack Udley defeated Kennedy Cage. Magnum Jail defeated the Super Stomper. And in the main events, Graham Underwood defeated Graphic Violence TI-83 to retain the IWL World's Heavyweight Championship. And as we know now, Graham Underwood did relinquish that championship, which leads to the next big announcement. We're having a pay-per-view before the pay-per-view, right after a pay-per-view, called This Tuesday
in Texas. Oh,
Yes.
oh, thank God.
Yes. So we're doing This Tuesday in Texas, and what we did is we took the top two internationally known contenders. So we have Wrestler of the Year, Luther Alexander, who is ranked number 1, obviously. He'll be taking on the number 3 ranked wrestler in the Wrestler of the Year voting, Ali Atari, for the vacated IWL World's Heavyweight Championship. So that's going to be a heck of a match. That'll be next cycle because, we have to get a new champion fairly quickly. So that's how it works. That makes it really interesting. It really plays into that feud, I guess, doesn't it?
Yeah, totally.
Perfect.
In addition to that, we had Indian Joe and Monkey Eye Tim. They earned a tag team title shots at Soul Survivor, so they'll be taking on the Three Birds. Soul Survivor is coming up. That'll be cycle 120. So make sure you get your $1 entry fees sooner rather than later. Speaking of Starrcade, again, if you have match write-ups that are due to me, also get those to me as soon as possible. Makes my life a lot easier. Other than that, again, fantastic TT all around in the IWL. I can't be more pleased. Even my stuff makes me laugh. I was telling these guys the other day, it's like, is it bad that I laugh at my own shit? Because I think the RX is for children is hilarious. And the Dr. Slam finally learns how to read, or reading an issue of Ramrod is hilarious to me. So I just find that funny.
Dude, sometimes if I didn't laugh at my own jokes, no one would laugh. So I totally understand.
It's funny. It's just, I write stuff personally to pop the boys, so to speak, or to get a reaction, or just to make myself laugh.
Yeah,
9 times out of 10. So that's part of the deal here. We have the backstabber who, again, I would wish he would actually talk about people. He got an American Patriot wrestling figure though, so that looks pretty cool. But yeah, we're getting there. We're working on it. We're working on it. Fantastic TT from the Omega Squadron. Again, don't forget the Christian Warrior will get a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship. So I know he's going to talk that up big time. Algebra Joan and Graphic Violence. Again, they're holding down the fort here for the Math Club. Very, very excited to see where they go from here. You have Josh Gordon, who announces that the Hangman Seth Gallows and Hardcore Jim Seal are now joining the IWL. What else we got? So we got another interesting promo from Ivan Mazimov. Ivan Mazimov. Again, if you're in a pay-per-view match, right, very important when it comes to TT, you might consider talking about said match. It would help you out. It would help out the cause. So, again, guys, when you're writing your TT, your best bet is to find a person, or find a match, or find a feud, or find an angle to talk about. Johnny WrestleFest chimes in here. He does smell like piss, according to Che Guerrero, which is nice. We have the Motor City Hellhound here. He has some sort of interaction with Luther Alexander. I think it's Alexander underneath the mask. I don't know what you guys
Swerve.
We have Christmas wishes from Catfish Rob. We have another promo here from Jack Udley talking about how dim-witted Mr. Cage is, so that's nice. Magnum TL and Midnight Rider always swinging for the fences. The Three Birds, the new tag team champions, talking about the Regulators and the Math Club. So again, overall, very excited about what's going down in the IWL. Everyone keep up the good work. And don't forget that Soul Survivor is coming cycle 120. So make sure you get your entry fees in as soon as possible. It'll be very helpful. And make sure you contact me as well, because the IWA doesn't like to tell me when people join up. So
yes, sometimes they tell me.
Yeah, it's very hit and miss. And sometimes I'll get stuff like, "Oh, so-and-so entered the BRL thing." I'm like, I don't care. I'm not in the BRL. I think I got one for the CW like last week. Like, so-and-so entered in the Four Corners. I'm like, oh, I should probably send it over to Michael. But I didn't do that yet. I probably should.
Cough.
But great job, everyone in the IWL. Keep up the great work. And I think 2020 is going to be a hell of a year. All right. So next up is the CWL Continental Wrestling League number 245. League champion Vincent Torrio. TV champion Alex Von Schnapp. United States champion The Drifter Jerry Nash. Yukon champion Johnny the Wrench Morello. Caribbean champion Marcus the Monster Monroe. Amazon Basin champion Big Blank #1. British Isles champion Victor the Possessor Mazamov. Arabian champion Axel Von Schnapp. South African champion The Wrestler with No Name. Siberian champion Fubar Snafu. East Asian champion Terrible Thomas Perez. Oceanic champion Mike freaking Mason. Tag team champions Donathan Zavapowski and Kenneth Zavapowski. Is Donathan a real name? You know anyone in real life with the name Donathan? Does anyone know?
Man, my kids play baseball, and I've heard so many weird names. Like, I'm just like, white people naming people. I heard Brixton the other day.
What is that?
Yeah, so Jonathan, dude, is not that far off. I have kids at my school. I'm trying to think of the names. I'll give you a good. I had a girl in kindergarten at school, and I swear to God, I'm not making this up. Her name was Kanya, Kanya, Dume, Dume.
Oh,
I swear to God,
oh man,
it's yeah, it was pretty
that's
bad. So
awful.
like, as a teacher, I see like
Uh,
ridiculous names. Like, so if
I knew a girl
and
in
I'm
high school named
Polish, so
I knew a girl in high school named Crystal, and
mm,
100% she ended up becoming a stripper.
of
Nice.
course she did.
If
Her
you're
name
gonna
probably was.
name you name her Crystal, she's gonna be a stripper. It's going to happen. Her
Or
sister's name was Destin,
Destiny.
which made more sense. So it's ridiculous.
Oh my God. And like
Yeah,
it's like what's her name? Cardi B. Like her sister's name is Hennessy. And I'm like,
yeah.
all right, cool.
There's a
Hmm.
50-50 shot you're going to jail right off the
Yeah.
bat.
Well, I work in a place where there's like 50-50 shot for a lot of the kids, so it's like crazy.
Like, ah.
Crazy.
You can tell at an early age. It's like this is kid in my daughter's class, and this is first graders, by the way. I'm like,
Yes.
you're
Yeah.
going to jail.
Yeah.
Like you right there, my friend. Like I won't be with you this entire time because obviously you're going to be in my daughter's classes, but I'm going to be watching you because you're
Yeah.
probably going to jail.
I had a kid at school that the other day he climbed the fence outside of the school and like he's a kindergartner by the way.
Oh
And I was
shit.
like sitting at the top of it and like he came in and was like hitting, kicking, and biting me. And then like he was climbing up at me, and then I was waiting for the behavior techs to come get him, and he legit like let go of me at some point, and then fell flat back bump on the concrete, and I'm like,
Ooh.
"What is wrong with you?" And so that guy falls in the same category. I'm like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
see you on the news later.
Yeah. I like to do hood rat things with my friends. I smoke with cigarettes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I like
It's
to do
crazy.
bad things.
Yeah.
Okay. TV Tag Team Champions Johnny the Wrench Morello and Vincent Torrio. Six-man champions Axel, Alex, and Alec Von Schnapp. TV six-man champions The Philosopher Elijah Davis, Ubigerous, Lauren Ordor, and Marcus the Monster Monroe. So, Michael, what's going down in the CWL?
That is an excellent question. Let's find
Everything.
out everything. There was a lot of stuff that went down this particular cycle, especially with the draft coming into play. We had a lot of important people kind of leave on us right now. So going to go over a couple things here. So we all know that Joe Boring was stripped of the title. We mentioned that last time, which changed up my whole Continental Series. Also, Joe Boring was also the Eastern Championship and taking on Bob Bonecutter. Both of those guys switched leagues, so which left us in a bit of a lurch because we were doing an Eastern Western Championship unification and then going to move that forward. So a lot of this stuff has completely changed up the entire makeup of our pay-per-view that's coming up. So going over our new pay-per-view matches, main event is going to be Big Bad Bob versus Fubar Snafu. We have our tag team title unification series between the Syndicate and the Von Schnaps. Whoever wins this gets everything. It's coming down to the very, very wire. Whoever wins this match gets the new titles.
Winner takes all.
Yes, for all the marbles. Next up, we have moved forward our International Championship Unification match. The national champion, Lauren Odor, is going to take on the new East-West champion, Axel Von Schnapp. So that's got big implications. Also, we have our number one contenders match for the national championship, which is also going to be Lauren Odor somehow, qualified for his own championship. And then Big John Stone. We also have Mike Mason versus Alec Von Schnapp. We have Marcus the Monster Monroe taking on Big John Stone. And one more match that I'm not going to announce just yet because it involves our cash talk. So it's going to come up in a second here. It was just recently added in. That takes care of pretty much everything on the pay-per-view. So it's been changed around. So like we said, cards subject to change. It's one of those things really fluid. So other stuff going on. If you guys read the bulletin, couple different things have changed. We're going out of a 5-cycle term down to a 4-cycle term. So all Commissioner Championship matches of the series will be a best of 3 instead of a best of 5. I think it's going to be a little bit easier to whip out trash talk. It won't grow as stale as quickly, and it also gives a chance to get more pay-per-views in over the course of the year. So we'll be getting in 4 this year, which is fantastic. That's all in there. And then moving on to TT, we open up. Mike Mason is talking about his match coming up with Alec Von Schnapp. Then we have the Syndicate, blah, 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 doing their thing. A wonderful picture here from Big Bad Bob.
It's
Looks
awesome.
Like, yes, with Santa Claus getting stuck down the chimney. That is fantastic. I love
Reminded
it.
me of my prom night,
Mm.
You got stuck in a chimney on your prom night?
so to speak. Yeah.
Okay.
Handy.
More solid work from Mason Enterprises, Elijah Davis and Lauren O'Dour, explaining why Michael Collins is no longer with the group and where he's gone. Marcus Monroe found crouched down in the corner and looks like he's been crying. And yeah, I'm not sure if Big John Stone is going to be walking out of the pay-per-views coming up. They've had some serious words and some stuff that's gone down between the Hillbilly Hell Show, and the Monroes. Both of his brothers were taken out last cycle by the Hillbilly Hell Show, which is Big John Stone and his brothers Billy and James, and then 2 other masked men who I have a slight idea of who they might be, but that has yet to be revealed. Really good stuff going on right there. We have a not so subtle challenge from Grim Underwood towards Death, and this is Trash Talk, Intro Trash Talk 101 from Mascara del Muerto. Introduces who he is, who his manager is, what he's here to do, because not all of us follow the NWL. So yes, you had a persona when he was over there, but now has totally reestablished himself in 2 paragraphs. This is fantastic.
That's what do we do?
This is something to work from. It's like, oh, hey, this is how I do it. It looks like the Lone Wolves and the Death Dealers are joining forces against the Zestampowskis, which is going to be interesting. And this one was also the one where Death from the Death Dealers marches out to the ring and demands a steel cage match against anyone. Anyone from any league, any country, even a fatal 4-way, as long as it's in a cage. And that match is going to take place at the Big, the Bad, and the Boring. It's going to be Death versus a mystery opponent in a steel cage match. It's going to be awesome.
That's gonna be sweet.
We have another, we have another Merry Christmas from Rob, from Catfish Rob. Team with No Name. They've got a big year ahead of them. They've already started off well. Because of how things ended with people leaving the leagues and various other hurdles we had to get over. The wrestler with No Name is now the #1 contender for the CWL Continental Championship, and the team with No Name are the new #1 contenders to take on whoever is going to become the new Continental Tag Team Champions. So either the Syndicate or the Von Schnapps. That's going to be massive.
I dig it, man. A lot of titles in flux.
Oh yeah.
When there's chaos, there's opportunity. So keep that in mind.
Well, we've got a nice solid foundation. So once we get this stuff settled out, it's going to be smooth sailing. Knock on wood. More trash talk from Big Bad Bob. Some stuff from the Wolves Den. Von Schnapp's going through their stuff. We've had some really solid trash talk. It's been less in quantity, but the quality is still, for the most part, there.
It's all there.
But we're in a transition period between having a new commissioner take over and then the draft. We've got new faces coming in. We got people going other ways, and then this stuff with Barry Stevens is fantastic. Yeah. This is a really good promo.
That guy's a bum.
I don't like him. He smells like fucking celery and shit.
One last thing from Victor the Possessed Azamoth, where we actually see him get possessed, speak in an otherworldly voice about the things he's going to be doing here at the CWL, and then come back to himself. And yeah, it's going to be a big year for him too.
I hope it's not on video.
Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. exclusively on the CWL network. One last thing, we also have the Four Corners Invitational coming up. It's an IWAR-wide event. It's only $1 to enter. It's open to anyone in the BBL, in the BRL, in the IWL, and the CWL. Please get your confirmations into me. That way I know who's in. I've gotten a few from Matt already. Just waiting on more. Alex.
I have it here.
We'll get to that in a second. So, yeah, keep this coming in because I've only got a few in right now. So the initial cutoff date was going to be this coming cycle, January 21st. I'm willing to extend it by one more cycle to February. Got to use my phone here. And hopefully we can get this. We have enough participants so we can start this on March 3rd like I want to.
I dig that. Next up is the BRL
Oh, no.
Battle Royal League number 543. League champion Rodney D'Armond. TV champion The King Tony Rose. Atlantic champion Dragon Master Sheldon Schrute. Central champion Christopher Stasheef. Dixie champion Alligator. Eastern champion Vicious Vincent Payne. Mountain champion Enric Villamonte. Northern champion Bram O'Byrne. Pacific champion Handsome Hollywood Star. Prairie champion Eric Ingame. Southern champion R.A. Rude. Western champion Chris Endgame. Tag team champions The Governor and the President. TV tag team champions Bram O'Brien and Rodney D'Armond. Six-man champions Lord Regal, Bartel the Model, and Zolf Diggler. TV six-man Bram O'Brien, Christopher Stasheef, and Rodney D'Armond. So, Matt, what's going down in the BRL?
A lot. And I want to make a quick little note. I used to have a fear of inviting NWL guys to the BRL because it was so tough.
Did they get crushed like I did?
Right.
Yeah.
This cycle, out of the 12 singles championships, 11 were held by NWL alumni.
Nice.
That's a really cool fucking thing. Pardon my French, but some
wasn't French, buddy.
longer. But like seriously, it was like part of me was like, "That's great! God damn it, I need a title again." But other than that, there's a lot going on in the BRL. What's coming up very soon is the Royal Rumble, and we're gonna have the Royal Rumble. Next cycle is what the results are based off of partially. I'm actually going to talk about how we're determining the winner of the actual Rumble with the commissioners on this call after we finish. But if you want to be involved in it, you win the Battle Royal. That's the number one way. And then we're going to have some special guests. So it'll be some people maybe from other leagues, other parts of the IWA. You don't know. Will Hulk Hogan be there?
Could be.
Chris Benoit won't be there, but other than that,
You don't know that. He's still alive. He's hanging out with Tupac.
him and Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh.
No.
But
But what's coming to the BRL is a two-pronged thing. So one is enough players have asked, and I listened to the players, so we're going to add a six-man division in the global championships. So there will be a six-man page of teams. If you want to be a part of it, please contact me. Send me your team name. A logo is fine if you don't need three wrestlers together, which is a real pain in the ass to do these days without Photoshop. So please just send a logo. And we'll start setting that page up, and we'll have a tournament. We'll have a way to pick the winner. And that will be somebody who also can challenge for the IWAR Six-Man Championship. So that's going to be coming up. In a similar vein, the BRL Women's Championship is going to become elevated and become the IWAR Women's Championship. So here's how it's going to work. We will have the BRL rankings page, and we'll have a list of the wrestlers. Any female wrestler who trash talks in the IWAR that wishes to be a part of this will be eligible. So let's say Red Panda in the IWL rocks it out and has the best overall strategy in the three cycles to become the number one contender. Then Red Panda challenges the champion for that title. And this way, anyone's eligible. I watch all the leagues anyways. I see all the scores. So as long as you trash talk, you can be part of the fun. And this way it opens it up to anybody in the IWAR. And the title will be defended as the championship's defended right now. So that'll be a matter of just getting people involved. So if you want to be involved, the only rule is you get one female wrestler per player. Only one manager has a grandfathered in, that's Catfish Rob, because he's had two wrestlers women wrestlers for the longest time anyways. But other than that, everyone's allowed to have one female wrestler in the division. So if you're in a league and you have your six-man team and your tag team and a singles wrestler and you want to have one of them out of that group be a female wrestler, it'll be eligible. So for example, in the BBL, Serenity will be eligible. So I'm going to reach out to managers that I know run female wrestlers and say, hey, if you want to be in it, let me know. If you don't, you can also say, hey, I don't want to be part of it. Don't involve me. And that's fine. But this will create a IWAR Women's Championship. So that'll be fun. And the winner will have 5 free matches. Look at that. Every cycle they hold it. So that's a basic, 5 free matches every cycle, which is pretty cool. Other stuff going on. We have the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, which is going to be loaded. I've been booking the matches in concert with the players. And right now, this is going to subject to change, as is everything in the game pretty much. But right now, the pay-per-view lineup looks like, besides the title matches, which we'll have in a second when my computer actually gets fast enough to show what I'm looking at. Where are you? Goddamn piece of crap. There it is. The main event will be R.A. Rude defending against Izzo the Terrible, the Global Championship. Jake Scarlett and Alexei Smirnov defending against Logan Kane and Hollywood Star for the Global Tag Team Championship. And Logan Kane put up his talk show as collateral to get this match. So there's that. Senor Lucha defends the Unified Championship against the Russian Rocket Alexei Smirnov. The Women's Unified Championship is Becky North defending against Not Safe for Work Gina Collado, who showed up and spit booze in Becky North's eyes. The Royal Rumble match, which will be a lot of fun, and the winner of that match earns a Revolution title shot. A last man standing match between Hustle Adam Cash and Ghostly Shadows. And then we have matches including Agent 26 versus The Disciple, Patrick O'Malley versus the author of Agony LePage Turner, Mascara Negro against El Dragon de Oro, Phantom Striker versus Cowboy Jim Spur, Harlem Hamilton versus the legendary Hasbro, which I wanted to note that Hamilton attacked Hasbro. And then I talk about turning a bad situation into a good, bad publicity into good PR or whatever, a good situation from bad. A few months ago when his promo came out and it was littered with the N-word, everyone was like, oh, shit. And rightfully so. It was a little too strong for public consumption. But we worked with it, and now we have some goddamn funny stuff in the bulletins. If you read the post-attack promo by Harlem Hamilton talking to Jimbo Haas, it is really a fun read. I always kind of base my level of enjoyment off of how hard I laugh out loud, and that's one of the ones that got me this month. We also have a recent edition of Jimmy North taking on Bill the Bruiser Bagwell in a challenge match. So number 1 pick arrives. So we'll see how Bill Bagwell does. But there's more matches to be added. I'm still working with a lot of players to add matches in. I'm going through the trash talk and making sure I got everybody involved. A lot of this is just going back and forth. So the Rumble's going to be really interesting when we all pull together. As always, if you want to be in one of the divisions or you need to switch divisions, let me know. It's a good time of year for it. And as I said in our last show, if you're a player and you know who you are, who's on the naughty list, the outs, however you want to call it, not in the good graces, and you want to get back involved in the action, it's a very simple process. Stop attacking people personally, stick to the game, and you'll be back in the mix in no time. And that's good for everybody, so that's your way back in the fun. I won't go around the whole league. There's so much trash talk, which is a good situation to have. I'm also in the process of, you might notice some of the players in this league, I've also helped with their trash talk. If you want to be helped, let me know. I'm happy to do it. That's the BRL overall. So a lot going on, and so that's it. I do want to congratulate Rodney D'Armand, who won the Battle Royal for $50 in IWL credit and the league title. So all you guys complaining that the champion should get the credit, here you go. So that's the BRL for you.
Yeah, man, I dig that. So how many paid events do we have going on right now? So we have 4 corners, right? It's a paid event, and that's IWAR wide. We have Soul Survivor, which is a IWL exclusive event. That's a paid event. What else do we have going on?
Well, we have the Money in the Bank match at Clash Champions NWL. That's a paid event, $1. The Johnny B Cup will get the initial introduction this cycle. That happens the cycle after 4 corners starts, or 2 cycles after. And what's good about it is, you want to join all these events, because let's say, for example, it happened to me last year in the Johnny B Cup. I think I lost 4 out of my 6 entries in the first round.
Yeah.
So that's good because if you have a good, strong second cycle, that's fine. But if you have a bad start and then the next cycle you're in another tournament, it's like you get a second shot. So it's good to do that. We've got the Von Erich Classic 3 coming up, right? Or is that 4?
It's 3.
It's 3. So that'll be going on. I'm sorry, I should back up too. What are I don't know the exact numbers, but what are the rough prizes for like Soul Survivor?
Soul Survivor is 100% of IWA credits. So say if there's 30 participants, you will get $30 in IWA credits. In
Okay.
addition to that, you will get a shot at the IWL World's Heavyweight Championship.
Okay. How about the Four Corners?
Prizes, there's going to be IWA credit for the 4 finalists, a majority of that going to the winner. The winner also gets a Revolution title shot.
Okay. It's pretty much the same for Johnny B. Cup. Similar idea. Staggered by, the farther you get. Yeah. The Royal Rumble and the BRL won't be. It's a free event. As a general rule, anything I run for free, like, for instance, the last time we ran the Bound for Glory and Tag Team Derby, that both were free. So they were just, matter of honor of winning. I did offer in the BRL a championship belt to the winner of Wrestler of the Year. So that'll be in the process. I got to figure out a few things on that with the winner. Wasn't me. Well, the awards, again, the awards-wise, we're narrowing those down. I've got pretty much most of them determined from the voting, so it's pretty much wrapped up. By the time you hear this, it'll be closed. So the award winners will be announced in the next issue, and you'll see that. We'll talk about that in our next episode, I'm sure. I know what I can do. I can look right at the page with all the events coming up. So, Cora, we have the 10th All-Rookie Cup coming up in February. So that's a free event, and the winner gets a shot at the Revolution Championship. So it kind of goes Von Erich Classic, All-Rookie Cup, Four Corners Invitational, Johnny B. Cup, Murano's, like bang, 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 bang. So like one cycle after the other. So there's lots of action going on. Summer Series in May, the War Games in June. Just crazy shit.
We keep busy. That's for one thing. It doesn't take long for the next event. So again, if you don't do well in one event, there's a next event right around the corner. So don't get discouraged and just give it another shot. I mean, that's what we do. I mean, that's why TT is so important in the game. It doesn't matter if you come out with a 475 strat one cycle. If your TT strong and your future strong, you can bounce back relatively easy and still have fun. So it's one thing to keep in mind. All right, guys. So we are officially out of time. So for Matt Riley, for Derek Tuttle, for Micheal Swanson, I am Alex G. Have a good night.
I want to do it because it's fun. It's fun to do bad things. But I wanted to do hood rat stuff with my friend.